What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Coming to you live from Los Angeles, California. We are here, cryptocurrency analysis. Just want to give you guys some pointers. Talk about a couple things here today. First I'm going to start with a brief introduction about my past. How I became trading cryptocurrency. Some lessons I've learned along the way. He just left, so I'm gonna readjust this. Here with my brother Ray right now, and pretty much I would say I first started looking into investments in December of 2016. I was in Ohio for a little bit, and a friend told me, hey, you should look up, TD Ameritrade, look into financial things, the stock market, stuff like that, which I've never done previously in my life. And I started researching, and the things that I found good, I really liked the penny stocks. So I began investing in December 2016, the beginning of 2017, and I had a couple wins here and there, but I also had a lot of losses as well. And I guess you learn from your lessons along the way, the losses. And like I always say, you never want to have that one big loss that kills your whole career. So time kind of went on, and fast forward now, and I kind of stopped because the penny stocks are hard, and it's just all manipulated. Lots of just big banks tied to that stuff. I mean, right now, it's been a pretty big bull run in the stock market, but I've transitioned completely 100% of my portfolio to cryptocurrency. I lived in Colombia for the past year teaching English. When I got back to the US this past December, my brother here, Ray, who has been involved in cryptocurrency since when did you kind of first start, Ray?
I first heard about Bitcoin in 2013 when it first started catching heat, and I seen it go up above $200, and that's when I was really starting to think to myself, I should probably throw some money at this and see what happens.
Yeah, so Ray first heard of Bitcoin in what year then?
2013, a long
in
time
2013
ago. But let me say this, I didn't buy it. Fast forward, 2017 comes around, and I start hearing about something called Ether.
Ether, yeah. Ether. You know what? And I remember last year, I was planning to move to Colombia. I think that was beginning of 2017 when I saw my brother Ray recommending people to buy Ether. That was what, beginning of 2017? Or was that?
It was around March.
March of 2017.
March or April. Seeing it go from $20 to $50, which is where I bought in at 50.
Yeah, and I mean, Ether at $50 is a bargain. I mean, look at it now, but I'm sure you probably sold some along the way, right? Or
oh yeah, I've bought and sold tons of times. When it's in a bull market, you really don't want to trade much. You want to kind of just hold on. The little dips, you're going to end up getting burned because it's going to dip a little bit and then it's going to shoot up, and it's going to dip a little bit and shoot up. So
let's get back to our just kind of introductions here, and kind of. So Ray first kind of came across Bitcoin throughout his career. He's been working in social media, Twitter, for a while now. If you want to follow him on Twitter, his handle is @powerful. Also, what's your other one?
My other one is @Ray Lopez, but the L's an I.
So @RAY IOPEZ.
Yeah.
Instagram, Ray, I think it's the same thing. To search Ray Lopez would be like one of the first ones. My Instagram, Ryan Pez, RYNP3Z. My cryptocurrency Instagram @Ryan Jeffrey, and I also now this is my YouTube channel here. So, but yeah, Ray was kind of first got me into the crypto this past December. Like I said, I just returned from Colombia, traveling down there for a bit. I've been you hear it everywhere in the news and the media. Bitcoin has hit 2,000. It's hit 4,000. It just kept going up, and my main selling point was I finally got home from Colombia, time to refocus, and I was watching YouTube videos about the technology. Educate yourself on the blockchain. Once you understand the blockchain and what powerful and how great of an invention this is to society, invest in the technology. This, in my opinion, is one of the biggest inventions since the invention of the internet, the computer, the invention of agriculture, a quote from John McAfee, which he said, the largest wealth transfer since the discovery of oil in the 1800s. This is huge, guys, and a lot of people, the old school people, are trying to compare it to, oh, it's a tulip bubble, it's a tulip bubble. You know, oh, it's a bubble, it burst. There's a page online I found of, like, it's called Dead Bitcoin or something. Bitcoin has died like 200 and something times already in media posts. It's here to stay, people. Right, Ray? What do you think? Yeah,
people love when it's going down and they don't own any, but
yeah, there's always the naysayers love when it's going down. They listen, oh, did you see the price? It's tanking.
I love it too, because that means I can buy more for cheap.
Yeah. So do not panic sell, but easier said than done. You know, as we're going, you know, everyone is going to panic sell something at some point. Just don't
look. If you do panic sell, let it be a lesson. If you mess up, you probably will.
Everyone does it. Everyone panic sells. Come on now.
I've panic sold in the past, and I ended up just buying back higher anyways, and it just really reduced my position. I think you should be a long-term holder if you believe in the coin, the technology.
I agree 100%. Long-term holder, believe in the coin, the project, the technology.
Most people who have held since the beginning have ended up making the greatest returns.
Exactly. And one thing I've heard from, watching different people's videos, this and that, techniques, tips. You know, one guy did mention before, which I think is a good technique to have in your list of trading tools and things that you kind of use. You know, if you're in a position and you've made whatever 3x, 4x, 5x, and you decide you want to lock in some profits, which I think is good. You always want to lock in profits.
Yeah, I definitely think you should know when you should start selling a bit of your position off.
You have to lock in profits somewhere along the line if you want to make money. You know, you can't just hold forever. But you know what I was saying is, you know, when you do decide to lock in your profits along the way, and you sell some and whatever, and once you lock in your profits, you sell your position. You know, if you see if the price still starts going up, if it's still going up, or whatever, don't buy back in. Of course, there's different, there's specific thing. Maybe you might, whatever. But in general, I'd say you made a good trade. You made 3x, 4x. You locked in profits. Move on to your next thing.
Yeah. Sometimes you just have to be content with your gains, especially if you made over 2x, because if you get too greedy, it's gonna bite you.
Yeah, it's gonna bite you. Lock in and move on to the next thing. There's always other opportunities in the market. You're not missing out on anything. There's always other opportunities. And me and Ray, and other people out there, we've sold and then we bought back in, and then it usually ends up being in like a loss. I mean, of course it's whatever, but
or it'll go up a little bit after you buy back, and then it goes down. It turns into a fake out. So.
Fake out. So I think that's a really good tip. But these are all kind of things you see just from kind of getting experience and kind of being in the market, and like we've always said.
I learned it firsthand. I trade a lot, so
firsthand. You got to just practice. Get in there. So I can't. Is there any other serious tips that you would give to people? Kind of really important tips that you try to kind of go by and use.
I really like buying big dips. So when I see
buy the dip, people.
When I see Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ether falling like this, I love it, because I'm just thinking to myself, where's the bottom so that I can buy it.
Yeah.
I always keep a little bit of cash in my account just for these situations.
That also, I think, is very important. Very important rule there that I recently learned is you always want to have some side cash, always, at all times, always.
You should get out of, like, when you buy with that cash, you shouldn't be trying to hold that. You should try to get a good profit and then just back into cash.
Back in it, yeah.
That way you always have a small hedge that you can take advantage of when it dips lower than you expect, because a lot of the times, sometimes you buy back and guess what, it keeps dropping. Then you have more cash for another buy-in, and you can dispose of that quickly when it goes up and just keep that in cash.
That, I think, is a very important thing that a lot of people, techniques, tips, I haven't seen a lot of people say that it's very important to have a little portion of cash, which I and Ray think is very important.
It's been paying off for me. For example, I put in about 9K, and these past 3 drops that we've had, I put buy orders in for LITECOIN because I know that the percent gains on there are a lot bigger than Bitcoin, but it follows Bitcoin, of course. So I've been buying those dips up and reselling them. And
instant profits on those.
Really fast profits.
Instant profits.
I've done about 3 trades, and I've turned that 9K into about 17K now. So it's almost doubled.
Try to, if you could, keep some extra side cash and buy those dips, because like Ray just said, you know, they usually rebound pretty quick. But you also have to be careful, because sometimes playing those dip things, they're kind of, sometimes you might miss the dips in Bitcoin and they might just keep going. So it's very technical. I'd say that's more of an intermediate to advanced technique.
Yeah, I would say so too.
So,
I mean,
you know,
that's just advice. That's one thing I do. Try it out.
And just thinking of some other tips to give you guys that we've learned along the way is, you know, and me and Ray, we're not financial advisors, or we're not seasoned professionals. We're just giving you things that we've learned throughout our career and our time invested and everything. We're just trying to help people out. I think that pretty much covers everything. We're gonna wrap this one up, guys. Hope you enjoyed our tips, our daily tips. We're out here in Los Angeles, California.
Yeah.
And before we close this, just gonna give you guys a little view here, so you can see what the house looks like. Out here we got the pool, hot tub over there running, the pool house. A nice little fire grill, roast some marshmallows there, and that's the house. You know, there's people in there playing video games. Probably can't really see too good. So that's it, everybody. Make sure to press that like button and subscribe for more cryptocurrency videos. And like we said, just trying to, you know, to spread the education of blockchain technology, and, you know, get involved. Do your research. Do your research, guys. So that's it. Have a great day, everyone. Make sure any suggestions, comments, things, put that down in the bottom, and I will talk to you later. Have a good one. Take care, everybody.
Be connected!
Wow! Oh dear.